Welcome to the Good Karma Sport Fishing Podcast. I'm your host, Captain Ryan Van Fleet. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Man, the traffic is bad. I don't think I've ever seen a Labor Day weekend with this much traffic. But a lot of that has to do with COVID and people being off work and not able to travel anywhere outside of the country, I'm pretty sure. So just a rare occurrence. So I hope everybody has a good time, has fun, you're able to get on the water safely, catch some fish, and enjoy yourself. Okay, so I have an announcement. So based on numerous requests, I created a course for basically describing how I target mutton snappers and red groupers using power drifting techniques. Okay, the name of the course is called The Ultimate Power Drifting for Mutton Snappers and Red Groupers Coaching Experience. Now, I created this power drifting course for mutton snappers and red groupers because I wanted to teach you guys that you can apply proper mindset and have confidence in yourself and your techniques, that you do not need, guys, you don't need a magic spot or the absolute best premium bait to catch more bottom fish. In this video, guys, I just went out there, I picked a random ledge to fish off Key Largo, and my goal was to only catch big fish using dead 2-month-old smelly ass bait. Okay, I did this in the video. You're going to see it, and I also in the video I talk about how to find spots, and I actually show you a rock. Okay, in the video, a red grouper rock with fish on it. Okay, so I zoom in on the rock. And this is a random rock that I found, and I show you what to look for, and you can see the fish on it. And right after I make the drift over the rock, I hook a monster red grouper. Now, most of you guys that follow me on Instagram have seen that red grouper and the red grouper head. So that's something that I show in the video. But there's tons of nuggets in there. As far as learning, I throw tons of tips in there. It is nonstop me talking about drifting, okay? And I am on the boat. It's just kind of like being with me on a charter. So you're just basically walking through exactly how I do it and all the little things that go through my head while I'm out there fishing. So it's an awesome video, and I'm very proud of it. Now, one thing I really wanted to convey in this podcast was the hype about fresh and live bait. I am hearing this over and over and over again, okay? I hear it in magazines. I hear it on TV talk shows. Now the YouTubers are picking it up, and it's just like, it's getting old, okay? So I felt it was time for me to make this video and show you guys, especially the new fishermen, okay? There's a lot of guys that are just getting started with fishing. Listen, I want to share a little story with you guys. My grandfather, Van Fleet, okay, he sold cars in Chicago for many years. He was one hell of a car salesman. I mean, I don't know how he did it, and he knew everybody, and he was something else, okay? He lived he was just something else. Let's just put it like that. So him and my grandmother, they traveled with the St. Louis Cardinals. They were avid baseball fans. They were two awesome folks, okay? And when my grandfather retired, okay, mind you, when my grandfather retired, my dad tells me that they bought a house in Wisconsin on a lake, and they bought a boat. And I looked at my dad, and I go, my grandfather doesn't know how to fish. Okay? He didn't know anything about fishing. Nothing. But that's what he wanted to do when he retired. So I'm seeing this a lot with guys now that are like getting into fishing and they're new. And I look at my grandfather. He was retired, and that's what he wanted to do. He just wanted to go fishing. And I was like, dude, so Grandpa, you don't even know how to fish. He says, well, that's what I got you for. So he was such a smart ass. So, and I think that's one trait that I wish I would have picked up more from him, because he was really good with comebacks. And I'm not that great with comebacks, but he was really good. Most car salesmen are, so he had that trait. But he, when he retired, he didn't know anything about fishing. Now, my grandfather on my mom's side, I spent more time with him on the rivers and lakes than I did with my grandfather Van Fleet. So when I did fish with him, would get very frustrated, and he would get very ornery with me, and because he was still learning, and I could see it. So, but what I seen was that a few guys in his neighborhood were teaching him. And every summer I'd go back, and he'd learn something new, and he'd teach me. So, but he would teach me in his own way, and he was pretty, they scold me pretty good. So, which I honestly can say I'm glad he did that, and I'm glad I came up with that, because I got pretty thick skin, because it's kind of like a lot of people I don't think have thick skin anymore, a lot of them, but he just would do it in the right way where he would teach me. I mean, coming up through athletics and stuff and coaches, I came up through that area where coaches would ride you pretty good until you got it right, and a lot of yelling, but I just knew in the back of my head that's how things were conveyed, okay? So, and then every summer, and I'd go back, he'd get calmer, and he'd teach me something new that he learned, and then he introduced me to the neighbor. That there's always that one guy that knows everything, man. And this guy, like, that he introduced me to, that then he kind of like, it was a pretty amazing experience, because he taught me things that I was like as a kid and a teenager that changed my whole mindset when it comes to fishing and being good and being passionate about it, because that's what he did every day. He got up, he went fishing. He got up, he went fishing. He got up and he went fishing. So, but my grandfather, he wasn't that ambitious, He'd still have to have his cocktails in the evening and like to oversleep, and went fishing when he felt like it. So we didn't move around very much. He'd just like sit and so. But again, he started late in life, and he did it because he wanted to learn. So, and I'm glad that he did, because he lived a great life. And I got to spend time with him doing something that I really enjoyed with him. And that's a connection that I didn't have. And fishing was the only connection I had with my grandfather before he passed. So, and I didn't have that connection with him until very late in life. So was very grateful that, and the things that I taught him that I knew, and I was able to really spend some time with him. So, with that being said, life is way too short, and if you're just starting to get into fishing and you're retiring and stuff, don't get really frustrated about things that you need to learn it all, because things take time, and that's why the courses are there. So, hence why I'm putting some of these out, is because they're next level stuff, and it eliminates a lot of the learning curve. I kind of got off a little tangent, but I felt the need. So, to explain a few things. So, but fresh and live bait. I'm going to tell you guys, don't believe the hype, okay? Because I show you in the video that I take 2-month-old smelly bait. I go out there and we catch a big mutton snapper, a really big red grouper head, and we do catch a legal size red grouper on the trip, and a yellowjack. So, and I go through everything with you on there and show you the sonar. Guys, I said this before, don't believe the hype when it comes to fresh and live bait. Okay? It's really, what it comes down to, presentation and technique are most important, okay? In my opinion. And not only are they most important, but confidence is very important, even more so than the bait. Now, what I've seen is bait can be used as it has an intimidation factor, okay, guys, by fishing guides, tournament fishing teams, and television shows, magazines, and now recreational guys that are brainwashed by YouTube, okay? They use that stuff to kind of manipulate, at least they did with me, when I was learning, okay? Oh, you can't get the bait today, but I can. Oh, this is why you didn't catch it, but I did. oh, I have this and you don't. That happens a lot in this sport, and that's a lot of ego shit. Okay? So, listen, I get the whole fact of earning stuff, but what I've seen here is that a lot of guys that are really good on Insta-famous have, like, fished with guides down here, and unsuspecting guides that have taught them how to do it. And there's guys that have earned it, but then there's guys that, and it's pretty interesting the way things work. But guys, don't let the intimidation factor of live bait or fresh bait like mess with your mind. It's meant to play with you guys, okay? And what can happen is if you're not strong or if you're still developing as an angler, I shouldn't say if you're not strong. If you're still developing as an angler and developing your confidence, it can really ruin the fun for you. Because when you get out there and you can't get dialed in for some reason, you start thinking about your bait, you start thinking about what the other guy has, and they want to mess with you, man. That's just a mental thing. Tournament guys do it to each other all the time. And it's become that way on the internet, in forums. I mean, I see a lot of guys involved in forums. I don't allow any of that shit in my forum. So if I see some guy doing an intimidation factor on another guy because they can't get the bait, that I just kick the guys out of there. So my group is for guys that are helping each other out. I just got a thread in there the other day about finding bait. The response that I got with guys telling where guys to catch bait was fantastic. It was awesome. I have never seen that in a forum and then you'll have usually in a forum you have another jackass jump in and he's like, he comes down on you. And I monitor that forum and the guys that are in there are really cool. So I really screen the guys that are coming in there. I do the background checks and see who's there. And if something doesn't fit, then I've got to be careful. So, and I am going to cap off the group. So as far as the number goes, I'm not sure when I'm going to do that, but and I'm not sure what number I'm going to do that. So if you really want to get involved with the Facebook group, it's called the Good Karma Sport Fishing Facebook group. And it's just an awesome group with the guys in there really sharing some good stuff. So I don't do any charter promoting in there either. I really don't. And I don't post many fishing reports or pictures because it's just mostly for my guys, and it's there for me to share really good information and fishing reports. Part of the things I do in there is that I give a map on where I catch dolphin. And I give an offshore track. I tell them exactly the GPS locations of where I'm catching the fish and the migration. So that's something that I feel that I can do. It doesn't hurt me as a fishing guide at all. Fish move, there's patterns, but if it can help somebody out in the group, so it's a big ocean. Not everybody's going to be cuddling the one little spot. So a lot of guys feel that's the way it is, but it's not. It's not. That's ego talking. I have enough confidence to know that I can help people. And I really appreciate it when I do get an email thanking me for people helping, thanking them for me for help. And I'm always going to tell it like it is, like I said in the past. And that's why I did this video, because I wanted to show you guys. And I needed to get this live bait and dead bait thing, fresh stuff off my mind. I started my charter business using dead bait, okay? I went to the fisheries and I bought dead bait, man. Okay? That's what I did. And I caught plenty of mutton snapper. I caught plenty of groupers using the grouper bomb stuff, using my homemade chum mix. I kept that chum mix a secret for years. Okay? So, and I get direct messages from people, and one of the latest direct messages really bummed me out, because I thought, I had a lot of respect for the guy, but he turned out to be somebody that I didn't think who he was, and so I was like, and I'd help the guy out too, so that's a bad thing. So I was like, people, it's a people thing, so there's assholes everywhere. So sometimes assholes are in wolves' clothing or in wolves' clothes. So I'm just a little bit more mindful about who I communicate with now, and all that good stuff. And that's the way that it should be. So, but guys, the course is awesome. I'm really proud of it, and I'm doing I've got some really good courses coming up. as well as I'm creating some video courses that are going to be on the app for free that you'll be able to download that are really good. So stuff that you can't find on YouTube, better not videos, stuff that I've really looked at a lot of things on YouTube over the years, and I'm like, yeah, this could be better for people, and like I really, and people have asked me to do stuff, so I'm going to be making some stuff for you guys that I'll put out on the app, so you'll be able to pull up the video on the app and look at it. But like I said, we're trying to figure out. We're not trying to figure it out. It's just taking some time. It's going to take some time with development and stuff, so you got to be patient. But in the meantime, if you want to see the videos, I'm going to be posting them in the private Facebook group, and they're going to be password protected for the people that are in the group to view. So I won't be putting them on YouTube. All right, so I got to wrap this up because I got to get ready for the Facebook Live at 7. Guys, have a really good Labor Day weekend. Make sure to check out the course. The cost of the course is $99, and it's really good. You're going to learn a lot, especially if you're new. And if you really want to learn what I do, I walk you through it on the boat, and we're fishing. It's not a, and you get to see me catch them using the dead bait. As for what dead bait it is, you got to buy the video because it is a secret dead bait that I use, and it's not a Speedo. So Speedos, oh my God. I think that it's probably my fault that I overly hyped the Speedos because there's no Speedos left in town. So those are all gone. But I'm working on something that is going to be really cool and with some other stuff. And I can't talk about it right now. But that's all I got for today, guys. Check out the course. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great Labor Day weekend. Be safe. And remember, anytime you're fishing, it's all good.